The losses of the Soviet troops amounted to 960 people killed and missing, of which 759 people died on the battlefield or from wounds during sanitary evacuation, 100 died in hospitals from diseases and wounds, 6 people died in non-combat incidents and 95 were missing, 2752 were wounded and 527 were ill. The majority of the sick were servicemen suffering from gastrointestinal diseases due to the consumption of contaminated water. Since all servicemen of the Red Army who participated in combat operations were vaccinated with antitoxin, there was not a single case of tetanus during the entire period of combat operations. At the same time, on August 31, 1938, under the chairmanship of the People's Commissar of Defense K.A.E. Voroshilov, a meeting of the main military council of the Red Army took place, consisting of members of the military council, Comrades Stalin, Shchedenko, Budyonny, Shaposhnikov, Kulik, Lakshanov, Bluer, and Pavlov, with the participation of the chairman of the Council of People's Commissars of the USSR Comrade Molotov and the Deputy People's Commissar of Internal Affairs Comrade Franovsky. At which other data on losses were presented: 408 killed and 2,807 wounded. The losses of the Soviet troops in combat equipment and armaments turned out to be great. 72 tanks were destroyed and burned, 32 guns, 9 aircraft, 2 shot down by Japanese anti-aircraft artillery, 7 lost in accidents and disasters, 636 machine guns, 1923 rifles, and a lot of other weapons. According to Soviet estimates, Japanese casualties were about 650 killed and 2,500 wounded, or 526 killed and 914 wounded according to Japanese data. According to sinologist V. Yusov, IVDRAS, in addition to official Japanese communiques, there was also a secret memorandum addressed to Emperor Hirohito, in which the number of losses of the Japanese forces significantly, by at least 1.5 times, exceeds the officially published figures. Thus, the 25th Manchurian Field Artillery Regiment under the command of Colonel Ryukichi Tanaka was almost completely defeated. Furthermore, during the hostilities at Lake Khasan, Japanese troops suffered losses in armaments and military property. The Japanese significantly exaggerated the losses on the Soviet side. According to the Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Soviet Union lost 1,200 people killed and 5,500 people wounded in this conflict. On November 16, 1938, an exhibition of trophy weapons captured from Japanese troops during the combat operations at Lake Khasan opened at the City Museum in Vladivostok. On December 2, 1938, another exhibition of trophies captured from Japanese troops during the combat operations at Lake Khasan was opened at the House of the Red Army of the First Separate Red Banner Army, to familiarize the personnel of the Red Army with the weapons, ammunition, and equipment of the Japanese Army. The 40th Rifle Division was awarded the Order of Lenin, the 32nd Rifle Division and the Possyet Border Detachment received the Orders of the Red Banner. By the decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR dated October 25, 1938, 6,532 participants of the battle were honored with government awards. 26 soldiers were awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union, including 9 posthumously, 95 were awarded the Order of Lenin, 1,985 received the Order of the Red Banner, 1,935 people were awarded the Order of the Red Star, 1,336 people received the Medal for Courage, and 1,159 people received the Medal for Military Merit. Among those awarded were also members of the families of the command staff, 47 wives and sisters of border guards, hospital workers, and merchant navy personnel. By the order of the People's Commissar of Defense of the USSR dated November 4, 1938, 646 of the most distinguished participants in the battles at Lake Khasan were promoted. On November 7, 1938, in the Order of the People's Commissariat of Defense of the USSR No. 236 from November 7, 1938, all participants in the battles at Lake Khasan were given gratitude. By the decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR on the perpetuation of the memory of the heroes of Khasan dated June 5, 1939, the badge participant of the Khasan battles was established, which was awarded to 3,481 people. There were also 2 types of incentives for the participants of the battles in the Lake Khasan area: valuable gifts, awarded to about 3,500 people, and sending military personnel on long-term leave after the hostilities. In the 32nd and 40th Divisions alone, more than 3,000 people were sent on such leave.